Okay, so we're down to the 12th and final match of the second season of Grand Arena Championships. So here's the status. We're about 2,000 points away from Kyber. So that means after I complete my feats and win the last match, I would need to win it by about 1400 efficiency to advance. I think as long as I clear a couple of zones and win, I should be okay for Kyber. But the main thing is obviously winning the final match. But before we go over and review our defenses and go into the attack phase, I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about is Grand Arena really worth it? Now, obviously, there are a lot of people who enjoy Grand Arena for the sake of enjoying it because it's a good PvP mode, and you can have fun engaging in your opponent's defenses. But from a purely rewards perspective, for the amount of time spent, is that something which is really worth it? So I'll spend about a few minutes talking about that before we proceed. So what does it take to reach Kyber? So obviously, since we've had a couple of seasons of Grand Arena already out, most people would know that you would need to more or less have a perfect win record to reach Kyber. You need to, if you win all your matches, 12 matches, you more or less reach Kyber automatically. But if you have one or two losses, then you would pretty much need to be really good on your feats in order to get there. I think there have been cases of people who have 3 losses and who have cleared with excellent efficiency and who've completed all their feats, also reaching Kyber. But what I'm going to talk about here is just more or less the what the majority faces. So at an all-up level, if you've basically had up to 2 losses with decent efficiency in clearing and decent banners and feats, you should be able to reach Kyber. Orodium, on the other hand, has got a large spread. It's, I think, about 70 to 80% of the active population will probably land in Orodium. You could have 9 wins and 3 losses and still reach Orodium based on the points distribution, and you could have 3 wins and 9 losses and still be at Orodium. So there's a large spread out there. So most people would already be getting the rewards for getting promoted to the Orodium League, and to remain at Chromium, you pretty much have to lose all your matches, or really fail to clear with a lot of inefficiencies. So the question is, is it really worth it if for example you've lost more than 2 matches and you're not going to reach from Orodium to Kyber and you're stuck there? Is it really worth it to put in the effort to do well in the rest of your Grand Arena matches if you know that you're still going to remain in Orodium? Let's take a quick look at the rewards that you get for each of these. And the 2 rewards that I'm going to be focusing on over here, Zetas and Omegas. Now, as you know, you get 2 Zetas for finishing the top of your Grand Arena week, and 1 Zeta if you have 1 loss. Similarly, with Omegas, you get about 3 if you win, 2 if you're in the 2nd to 4th range, and 1 if you're below there. And once you get promoted to Kyber, you get an additional 2 Zetas and 2 Omegas as well. So for folks making it to Kyber, obviously the rewards in terms of Zetas and Omegas is pretty good. You get about 8 to 10 Zetas and about 12 to 14 Omegas. But even within Orodium, those with a higher success in Orodium do get significantly more Zetas and Omegas than someone at the lower end. So you can see over here, someone with 9 wins and 3 losses as opposed to someone with 3 wins and 9 losses gets 5 more Zetas and about 6 more Omegas than someone at the bottom of Orodium. So I think it's still worth it, even if you know you're not going to reach Kyber. I think it's still worth it to give your best performance and at least reach the top of Orodium so that you can get a decent amount of resources. And this is obviously excluding the GAC currency, the credits, the crystals that you get, and so on and so forth. So I'm purely just talking about that. So there's obviously going to be some benefits to performing better, and that's basically what I'm trying to say here. Okay, let's take a look at our current matchup, and then let's proceed on to the attack phase. So after 2 matches, this is the win record. We have Vix and Revan 202 who are going to be facing off in the finals. It's too bad because I really want to face Revan 202. He's got a really good defensive records, 97 defensive wins, and I was really curious to see what kind of defense he has, something unique probably. But we won't get to battle with him. Our current opponent is Amberoth, who's from the guild Maw. And the Maw is it's a pretty it's got a lot of people with with plenty of GP. I mean, at 5.4, I think Amaroth is in the bottom 10 in terms of GP. His guild, I think there are two or three different Maws, but in his particular guild is I think the number 5 in terms of GP worldwide. The average GP over there is I think 5.6 or something like that. But I don't think Amaroth is a whale. I'm just looking at his roster. His gears and Zetas are pretty similar to mine. He does have slight advantage in overall GP and in overall mods, but I don't think the matchmaking is that far off, to be honest. So I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I do have to be on top of my game and make sure that I don't make any mistakes in order to pull off this win. But as you can see over here, Amaroth was not able to unlock General Skywalker. So I'll be saving my General Skywalker on offense, which actually may not be a bad thing because he can really help boost the efficiency numbers on offense. So let's take a look at the defense I've set, and then let's move on to the attack phase. All right, so the attack phase still hasn't started yet. It's still a couple of hours away, but I thought I'll just briefly talk about my defenses, and then we can pick up the video again once the attack phase starts. So at the top over here, I decided to keep my Grievous on offense for the feat, and then split up my Separatists in these two teams over here at top. I've got my Bounty Hunter Separatist hybrid team with Watt in there, and so obviously Watt is going to go first and give the tech to Bosk. And what's that going to do is he's going to start taunting, and then anytime that anyone hits him, they would have to go through B2, who would unless Daze is applied to him, he would start applying debuffs everywhere. So both Baze, both B2, B1 as well as Boba, all of them would be applying tons of debuffs and healing up Bosk at the same time because of his lead, and hopefully that should give enough time for Watt to get the second tech out. So I'm hoping that this pulls at least a CLS counter, because that would be the easiest way to get rid of this team. Is take CLS, use Han against Watt to stun him and potentially take him out early, and then and try to take down the others with that. So hopefully this pulls a CLS counter, which I think is a good outcome for a bounty hunter team. And then I've also kept a new team with the 4 regular people, which is Newt, Dooku, Droideka, and Django, and I've also kept Malak in here. Last Grand Arena I kept Malak with Evox, which I think was a mistake. Somebody pointed out in the comments, Malak is a really great character, but he needs to be surrounded with a really tough team if you're breaking him up from the Sith Empire. With Evox or with any other team like that, he can easily be controlled and taken out. But in a reasonably tough team like this, where an opponent has to think around your toons, Malak I think is going to do a decent job. So what's going to end up happening is Dooku is going to end up stealthing everyone except Malak, and people have to go through Malak in order to take this team out. And at the same time, Extortion will be spreading, and both Droideka and Django will have immunity at the same time, damage immunity, to take down your own team. So I think I'm hoping that this team does better, and Malak proves more efficient in this team as opposed to the other teams. And then down below, I've kept my my Jedi Knight Revan over here. I mean, these guys were pretty disappointing in my last match. They weren't able to take down the Grievous, so I've given them a sort of a timeout over here. My Wampa was pretty disappointing as well in the last match, and I almost kept him on defense to give him a timeout, but then I thought, my stream, it's not going to be a Grand Arena stream without a Wampa on offense. I think I enjoy playing with him too much on offense, so decided to save my Wampa with Basti. But I've kept my Jedi Knight Revan over here. I'll figure out something else to do with Grievous if my opponent keeps Grievous on defense, but Jedi Knight Revan, and then I kept CLS Rebel Squad with a Pre-Taunter, L3, and a Cleanser, R2. And R2 also gives tons of stat boost, which is always useful for the CLS team. So I'm hoping this one takes up a tough counter as well. And deliberately kept two teams which requires CLS to counter in the front wall, which is going to be the Bosk team as well as the CLS team over here. So my opponent will have to decide where to take the CLS squad. And obviously you've got a couple of scoundrels over there, Han and Chewie, and every time that they take damage, L3 is going to end up gaining turn meter, and every time that L3 is hit, she will end up dispelling debuffs on either herself, Han, Chewie, or R2. So tons of synergy over here. So that's the team out front, and at the back on top I've kept a freebie team, Evox with Shore. I think that's probably going to get taken out with 60 points. And then I've kept Qira with Nest, and then with Vandor and Zalbar and Mission. I think rather than keeping two weak teams with the Qira prepared scoundrels and then Karth, I decided to break up Vandor and I just decided to break up Mission and Zalbar from the Karth team, plug them in over here with a really fast Nest, 318, to basically just make this team a little tougher to take down. So I think this team will do decently well at the back wall. And at the back over here, behind these CLS and Revan, I've kept two other tough teams. Since I'm keeping General Skywalker on offense, since my opponent does not have him, I've kept the clones team with Barris and Shakti, and an EP squad with Basti, Dark Basti over here. So if they've exhausted their light side Bastilla in the front walls, then the EP team is going to give them some problems. Similarly, I'm hoping that the Rex team does pretty well as well. So I think thinking about it, I think General Skywalker, even at G7, R7, G13, is not that tough to take out with a Padme team. I mean, if your opponent sees that you have one, they'll obviously save Padme for the end. It can very easily be one shot and even two shot, even if you're not able to take out General Skywalker at the first go around with your Darth Revan or Padme team. It's an easy job to clean him up on the second try. The Skywalker team fully maxed right now is not one of those teams that can get multiple holes the way that Jedi Knight Revan or Darth Revan used to get when they initially came out. It's an easy two-shot team, if not a one-shot team. And my thinking right now is the best way to approach it would be to split out your 501st into Rex lead clones with Shakti, because that has actually been much more successful for me on defense than Skywalker. This has got multiple holes multiple times and actually has won me the battles by being the last team to be taken out or not taken out at all. So I'm thinking keeping Rex and clones with Shakti as a defensive team and keeping Skywalker on offense makes much more sense. Especially a G11 or G13 Skywalker can take out quite a lot of teams on his own, which is pretty useful for banners at least. So that's what I'm planning to do. So rather than having one good team, I'm basically splitting out my 501st into two good teams to maximize efficiency in Grand Arena. So that's my thought over there. All right, so that's a quick review of the defenses. I'm going to go ahead and wait till my opponent starts attacking before we move on to the next phase, which is the attack phase. So I'll catch you guys shortly. Okay, so the attack phase is open and we are back. Let's take a quick look at what Amberoth has set on defense. At the top, it's a simple bounty hunter team, but with what this time? So that's going to be pretty interesting. And then we have a Karth team with Wampa, and everyone is pretty slow, so it should be no problem to use crew on that. And down below, they've set a couple of tough teams. The Grievous squad. No relics on the other characters, only on Grievous. But it's R5, and I think pretty well modded. 124, not too bad, and 189 speed. And then we've got the Rex clones with Shakti. So I'm going to leave this zone for now. Clear the zone on top, see what's at the back, and then just wait for a while till my opponent attacks. So what I'm going to do against the Karth squad is I'm going to take in my first order. going to take in the full squad and hopefully end with 50 banners, with 60 banners. So the very first thing I'm going to do is stun Wampa so that Daze doesn't come out, and then give the turn meter over to Kylo, and then start working on probably Karth, since he looks to be the weakest. Let's do a basic so that we keep the taunt on mission, and let's reduce some turn meter over here. Let's do a basic out here. Alright, tenacity down. Let's keep working on everyone. Let's pass this over to first order officer, stun this guy. Okay, hopefully we'll be able to take out Karth pretty soon. And then let's work on Canderous. Let's dispel that. AoE. Let's take down Canderous. Give it to him. This should do it. Alright, let's work on Wampa right now. Let's wait to stun Wampa for now. Let's just do a basic. I think Wampa is going to come out of his stun soon. Let's reduce some turn meter on mission. Let's stun Wampa. Okay, let's get rid of this guy, and I think we can finish off Wampa now. Now let's just work on mission and then focus on recovering full health and full protection on everyone. Let's give this to first order officer, stormtrooper. That should get Zalbar taunting, and now we just need to dispel once, and then we can finish off mission. So he doesn't have advantage, which means he's not going to dispel. So let's just do this. Okay, now we stun, get rid of that. Give this to who needs to be topped up. Probably, yeah, I think everyone is already good. So let's just take out mission and just finish on focusing up these guys. So not much of a threat. Wampa is much better on offense than placing on defense in a team like this, especially a slow team like this. Can be pretty easily taken out. So not much of a threat. All right. Now, so 60 banners here. Let's see what we want to do against the Watt team up top with bounty hunters. They don't have the Zeta on Boba, and no Zetas on the others as well, except for a double Zeta Bosk. So he's going to give, Watt is going to go ahead and give the taunting tech to Bosk, and then immediately go and give it to someone else, probably the health one to Zam or someone like that. So I want to try something risky. I want to go in with General Skywalker solo and see if this guy is able to take the team down on his own. Bosk does have a lot of protection, but General Skywalker by himself will be able to counter a lot and hopefully take down, and he ignores defense. So all the extra 50% defense that Bosk lead has will not be effective on him. At the same time, he's got days, and enemies can't be revived. So Boba, for example, won't be able to get revived on General Skywalker lead. So let's go in with that General Skywalker and see if this guy is able to take out the team on his own. There we go, Bosk taunting, and he's given 2 techs. So he hasn't had a chance to go yet. He's just doing countering, and he's already taken out this guy. Okay, let's get rid of Dengar. There we go. Beautiful. So Boba didn't revive, and we got an easy 63 banner. So typically that team would have been a little tougher and would have used a tougher team to take out. People may have gone with CLS as a safe counter against Watt with Bounty Hunters, or even JTR or someone like that. But using General Skywalker on offense, you're able to get an easy 63 banner against a reasonably tough B team, which is, I think, a good outcome. So that way, splitting out General Skywalker from the rest of the 501st gives you a reasonably very strong defense with Rex leading 501st and Shark T. And at the same time, it enables you to take out, at least at gear level 13, a really strong Bosk team or a crew team or a Night Sister team, or any team which relies on defense and reviving quite a lot. So I think that's a good trade-off to have. And this saves me my CLS team to use against a tougher team at the back. I didn't even lose any protection, so it was a reasonably good outcome. Okay, let's see what's at the back. We have Newt over here and a very weak Rogue One team. So it's not much of an issue. So we can take care of this after we finish off whatever is at the back out here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video now again and just give it some time before I clear off this zone. All right, I will catch you guys in some time after my opponent has had a chance to go. Okay, we're back after a few hours. So we have about 4 hours left into the attack phase, and my opponent still hasn't gone yet. So I think I'm going to go ahead and proceed with my attack, and then let my opponent decide how he wants to handle my defenses based on the score that I have set. So we're going to clear the front zone over here before we and open up what's at the back before we decide to clear the back zones. And these two are going to be really tough teams. The Grievous is R5, so he's going to hit pretty hard. Luckily, it's a standard Grievous comp with Droidica in there. Nothing too tricky, and the other droids are not G13, so they won't be hitting as hard, although they will be gaining a lot of turn meter. And then we have the clones with Barris and Shark T, double Zeta Zaf Shark T, which we'll need to do something about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first attack the clones, but actually let me do the Grievous team first. I'm going to do the Grievous team, and I think I'm going to take in my Padme against it. My Padme is G12 and C-3PO is only G11, which I'm a little worried about. I have a feeling he's not going to survive this match. But the others are G13. So I think those guys, at least, I think I'm having hopes that Anakin is able to pull this off. And I got my Kenobi up till relic level 3, primarily for making him a little beefy. So let's hope that these guys are able to survive. I will outspeed them. So I think I'm going to go with my. So here's the thing. I'm debating whether to go with my basic or a cunning plan, which is going to give protection up to everyone, because that protection up will most likely be dispelled by B2. So I'm wondering if I should wait for that and then convert it to courage later on. Let's actually do that. B2 did not get triggered. Let's get some more protection up on everyone. Now B2 has got triggered. He's going to dispel most of that. Let's apply some buff immunity on. Oh, I forgot. Anakin could not be called. Let's try to work down on B2 battle droid. Apply some confuse there. I'm just going to do a basic. Okay, R2 has survived. So now that B2 has gone ahead and used it, I'm going to do protection up, because the main goal over here is to build up courage. So the Droidica has a Zeta, and I almost feel like dispelling it with a basic, but I think I'm just going to continue on B2 over here. So what's going to happen is Magna Guard is going to cleanse in the next turn. So it really doesn't matter who I inflict with Confuse. You know what? My GK actually might go before Magna Guard. So if I can actually reduce the turn meter of Magna Guard a little bit. And then with this, 16 stacks. Is 16 stacks enough to kill Grievous? Because his health is about 120k. And this one does damage, Courage does damage equal to about 40% of the target's health. So this is going to be 120%. Nah, I don't think it's going to kill him. Let's just get rid of B2. Alright, so these guys have gone and he's cleansed. Alright, now let's apply a buff immunity. Hopefully this doesn't kill him. Let's do a basic and dispel. And now let's try to apply an expose on this guy. And let's dispel this damage immunity. Okay, reduce stacks, and this is not going to get rid of Grievous, but I think it'll at least stun him and prevent. Well, it'll force a mark on someone else. Nah, I don't have enough courage, so I don't think I'll go there yet. Let's just do a basic and reduce stacks over here. 8. This is also not going to do anything. I'm not going to do an AoE right now, so I'm just going to apply a basic over here. 4 stacks, basic. I can call everyone to assist, but again, that's also not going to do anything much. So I'm just going to do a basic over here. Okay, so that guy is going to go, and luckily we just managed to survive. I'm going to do a basic over here. All right, some more health. Surviving so far. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we'll be able to. Yep, cool. Okay, we weren't able to. We had to go for Grievous last, unfortunately, but the other droids weren't able to do enough damage. And I'm just happy that we ended with C-3PO also on the battlefield. I was sure that that guy was going to die. But yeah, it was a pretty straightforward one shot. Let's go ahead and see what we want to do against the clones. Now, the good thing is Shakti has got her unique Zeta, which means that they're going to get retribution and counter a lot, which makes me inclined to take in my Tria squad. This also might be messy, and I have a feeling that they it might have to be a 2-shot. Let's see what other Sith I have. I do have Sith Assassin that I could probably use to do a big 1-shot, and Sith Assassin is going to get a lot of turn meter with the clones going out of turn. A lot of out of turn attacks over there. I wanted to use Sith Assassin with my Darth Revan, but this may just have to be it. I think. Yeah, I think I'll just use these guys because clones. I need to be able to have some heavy damage over there, and I think Sith Marauder is going to go quite a lot in this team. Thrawn for the fracture. Trias, Scion, Nihilus. This might be. I think these guys might be able to do a decent job. Let's see. They're going to go first. And there goes my Sith Assassin. I'm going to. Yeah, I'm just going to keep working on that guy. What what I want to do is I want to isolate fives and fracture Rex. So I'm going to pass this over to Qira and then dispel all of this. So because of all the assists that Echo is doing, he's probably going to die and sacrifice fives in the process. I'm going to fracture Rex right now. So yeah, so we might just have to deal with a sacrificed fives and stat boost to Rex and the other guys. So I'm just going to keep working on Shakti because she gains loads of turn meter anytime clones get attacked, and I'm going to try to get rid of her first. Let's dispel this. Annihilate should come in pretty soon. Let's do a... Alright, let's land a Daze on him. Let's keep working on Barris. Because Annihilator is going to come up and we're going to get rid of fives. That makes this much simpler. Alright, let's give this to Qira. So she can apply Daze on Rex again. And I'm just going to fracture Rex because I don't want his Annihilate coming up anytime soon. Yeah, I think this battle is very much in control. Let's just get rid of Rex. Alright, this should get rid of him. Now it's just a question of recovering some additional banners. I think everyone is at full health and full protection with the exception of two of them, Marauder and Nihilus. So let's just pass some back to Nihilus. We'll probably end up at 58. There we go. Okay, not bad. I think those two teams, I managed to recover decent banners over there. I was expecting at least one of them to be a two-shot, so that's not too bad. Let's see what's at the back. We have Sisters, a relatively weak Sisters team. No Asajj, because Asajj is on top with Zombie. This won't be a problem. And then we've got Nest with Qira. Alright, we've got more than enough to take care of these teams. We just need to be efficient about it. Alright, and as much as I want to take my Wampa against these rebels, this is a relatively easy rebels team, and I should be able to take them out with my remaining Sith Empire. I think I can almost solo it with the Darth Revan team, and I can use my Basti Wampa against one of these tougher teams over here. Maybe the Nest Qira. So let's do that. Let's go against the Jinn team with my Sith Empire. I don't think I have many remaining. Maybe I throw her in there as well. Do these guys have any AoEs? Well, Jinn has an AoE, but she's going to be feared. I don't think any of these guys are faster than me, and they don't have a pre-taunt. You know what? Let me just take these three in. I think they'll do fine. Okay, fear. Let's land stun on Jinn. Shock. Let's give some turn meter, go into hiding. Let's get rid of Chirrut so that he doesn't cleanse. And then get rid of Cassian. Let's work on Scarif. Get rid of him. big hit over there. You know what? Probably didn't even need a Sith Assassin. 60 banners. Okay. All right. So that's taken care of. Let's see what else we have remaining behind to take care of the other teams. You know what? I think I should be able to take because I need to use my Grievous for a feat, and I need to go in with a full squad. I should be able to take my Grievous against these Night Sisters, and do the big AoE. Let me use my Grievous nuke squad for that. Let's check all the droids that we have. I'll be able to go before everyone. Oh, but I'm going to lose banners because once Grievous goes, then yeah, I'm going to lose at least a few banners. But I have a feeling Grievous will be able to solo these guys pretty easily. Let's see what droids we have. And the thing is, I don't know whether I need to go in for the feat, I need to go in for the full squad, or just a partial squad will do. You know what? Let's just go in with a full squad and take it out. Yeah, I'll probably get 56 banners in this one. Take out the buffs. Beautiful. But only 56 banners. $55 because I think BB-8 was below full protection. But I think I needed to go in with a full Grievous squad anyway for the feat, so that was unavoidable. Let's take a look at if we got the feat. Yep, we did. All right. Okay, let's go back in and finish off the rest of the team. Now against the new team, I'm going to take in my Geos. The only thing to be careful about over here is that damage immunity on Boba expires by the time that we are down to just him. So that's another reason why I like this team. That cleanse is amazing. Let's get rid of this guy. And let's work on Sarge. Okay, so that's one turn. And another turn, his damage immunity should be down, and then we can start working on him. Okay, let's clear this and get rid of. Let's try to get rid of. Well, actually, you know, the damage immunity on Boba is down, so I think we can just finish him off on Django. That's one great thing about Geos against Newt, is that even if you if you try to cleanse the extortion, you can, that also calls everyone to assist because you're using an ability. So you don't waste a turn with the extortion. So like, see over here, I've got, if I remove extortion, the Geos are still going to go ahead and assist. And so it ends up not being a wasted turn. Okay, so let's cleanse extortion again. Let's get rid of Newt. And I'm going to delay on zombie a bit so that I can get at least some amount of protection recovery. Getting rid of all the extortion over here. Well, you know, Asajj is getting to hit really hard, so I think I'm just going to get rid of her. I don't think we'll have a choice but to end with with full protection on full health and everyone, but not full protection. Let's see. Yeah, I think we'll probably just end with 55 banners. I don't know if it's possible for us to do anything more. We're still 2 turns away. Yeah, maybe I think I'll give it a little more time, because we do have Brood who's taunting. So even if Asajj hits anyone, she's gonna hit him. Oh, he wasn't taunting. Damn. So I ended up losing. Okay, that's fine. I think we'll get 57. I think she took out somebody over there. I'm not sure who it was. Maybe Soldier. Okay, this should take care of her. She still had two revives remaining. I didn't realize that. Okay, so this will probably be a 57 banner match. Yeah. Yeah, the protection recovery at the end didn't work as well as I would have wanted. So we have just one team remaining over here. We're at 1667 banners. And against this, I want to use my Basti Wampa team, since the damage ramps up, and Nest should be pretty easy to control. There is a danger of all the buffs going and supercharging Nest, but I think we should have enough damage to control this team. I could use my sisters as well. I do have my sisters available. Nah, I think I'll use my Wampa. The days should be enough. It's a high tenacity nest, so days may not land, but I think we can power through. The nest pretty easily. Okay, let's land days. Oh, days did land. Excellent. Let's actually get rid of L3 before she creates any more havoc. Let's land a stun. I'm going to go for a big hit on Chewbacca. Heal a little bit. See if you can't land a stun. Okay, land a big hit here. Excellent. That nest wasn't much of a problem. Okay, yeah, this team wasn't as tough as I thought it would be. Let's heal up everyone. All right, 61. Let's see how we've done. I think it'll be close to 1910 banners that we've got. 1908. Okay, that's good enough, I think, for the defense that I've set. 1908 means let's see. $1908 means my opponent needs to get 468 banners in 8 matches, which means an average of 59 banners per match. So that's 58.5. So yeah, about 59 banners. So I think that should keep us in the safe territory, because we do have some tough teams which can steal banners over here. And then down below, we've got JKR and CLS, and at the back we've got Basti and our clone team, which is always good for stealing banners. They might recover some banners with the Evox here, but probably only 60. So I think this should be a win. I'll give you guys an update a little bit later once my opponent has had a chance to go, so we can know exactly how they've done. But based on the points that I've got so far, I'm at 34934, which is exactly 570 banners behind to go to for Kyber. So as long as we win this match, we should be good. So that's the reason I like to go defense heavy, because if you go offense heavy and your opponent manages to clear you with 58, 59 banner efficiency like I have over here, it makes it's tougher to get 58, 59 banners against tough defensive teams than it is to take your medium B teams and get 58, 59 banners against a weak defense, which is why I strongly believe that a strong defense is the way to go if you want to ensure a consistent win record. So that's just my thought. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video again for a little bit, wait for my opponent to go, and then I'm going to give you guys an update on the final score. Okay, so we are back. The attack phase has ended, and we have final results. And let's take a look at the final result. So we did have a win. We managed to get the victory here. My opponent Amberoth attacked in the last half an hour of the attack phase, and here's how he did in the defenses. He did manage to one-shot all of my teams, but lost by about 20 banners due to efficiency. On the Bounty Hunter team, I think he got about 57, if I'm not mistaken, 57 on Bounty Hunter and Watt. On the Newt team, actually, that one did pretty well. The Newt Malik team got about 52 banners, so lost out on some efficiency out there. Down below, the Jedi Knight Revan team also was about 57, 58 banners, I think. I was watching my opponent as they went through their attacks. On the CLS team, they got about 58 banners. At the back over here, these teams were pretty easy for them. Evox was an easy 60. I think they took their troopers against that. And against JTR, against Qira, they got about 57 banners. So mostly good banners everywhere, but they needed about 58 average to win. And this is where things got dicey. They did get about 58 in the EP team, but the Rex team with clones held for about 50 banners. So that's where I recovered a lot of points as well. So which is what got me thinking that even if I take my General Skywalker out of the clones team and just keep this clones team as defense, it's still gonna hold for at least 50 to 52 banners. And because all the matches that I've kept my General Skywalker clones, it's always been one shot by the Padme or something else like that, even a R7 G13 General Skywalker. So might as well just keep this team on defense and then use General Skywalker to take out a tough team for 63 banners. That might end up being a good balance in the long term. So that's something I'm seriously considering. I may just change it up just because I don't like to keep the same defense for a while. Like to keep things unpredictable for my opponents, but it's not actually a bad idea to keep General Skywalker on offense to really give you the banner edge, especially if you're playing an efficiency game. So there we are. We won the third and final match of the fourth week. That gives us that gets us into Kyber. We are at about 520 rank, although I'm sure that will change as more people claim the Kyber rank and log on. So let's see. Yep, let's go ahead and claim this. And we are about 521 on the leaderboard. Yeah, we have a few folks who've got about 3,000 points more than me. So I lost 2 matches, which means I lost out on 2,000 points. So even despite that, people were about 1,000 point, at least the people at the top of the leaderboard were about 1,000 points more efficient than me in order to reach there, which is pretty impressive because I think I did all the feats except for one, which is about 100, 150 banners. But apart from that, the overall going with the tough defense does come at a price where you sometimes get 1800, 1850, and you're not able to completely go efficient, and you lose out on banners. So I think that cost me about 1,000 banners overall by the looks of it, if you see the people at the top of the leaderboard. But yeah, I think overall I'm pretty happy with the performance in this GA. So let's go back and claim our rewards. So now that's the end of the second season. We still have, I think in about a week's time, we'll have the third season of Grand Arena Championships, and there are going to be a few things different out there. I think they're going to introduce ships in that season for the first time, and it's going to be interesting seeing how ships play out, especially because I haven't unlocked my negotiator yet, since I'm holding for the malevolence. So let's see if how I perform in the ship section without the negotiator. We're also going to have some bonuses for first order, and I believe those bonuses will be related to feats, just like we had feats revolving around Galactic Republic and Separatists this time. We're going to have feats around first order. Just hope they don't have any first order related feats on ships, because my first order ships are not that great. So yeah, apart from that, we're obviously going to have LSTV releasing later on in the month. So we're going to have a few reworks of Jedi, which is going to land in the middle of the month. So that's also something to look forward to. In a couple of weeks, we have the Mandalorian releasing. So I hope we have some good Mandalorian characters also introduced to the game. Couple of weeks is also when we have the new Frozen movie releasing. I hope we have a few less Frozen characters in the game though, because that's something which has frustrated me quite a lot. And I'm talking specifically about the Ewoks. If you guys have followed me, if you've seen the innumerable freezes that I've had with these guys, they cost me Kyber in the exhibition match, just because I lost 3 or 4 matches completely because of the battles freezing on the Ewoks. Even the first season, I had a freeze on my on a Malik solo against the cast team, due to which I ended up losing Kyber as well by less than 1,000 points. That was disappointing as well. But luckily, at least so far in this season of Grand Arena, I did not have any freezes. I just made sure that I restarted all my phone every time before I go into a Grand Arena match. So hopefully things are getting better, but I still keep hearing reports of freezes happening in TBs and GACs. So hopefully CG works and fixes this on a priority basis, because that really affects the quality of our Grand Arena match. All right, that's about it for this season of Grand Arena. I'll catch you guys in about a week's time, when we will get to the third season of Grand Arena Championships. Until then, I'll see you later. Thanks for joining in.